So yeah, I was sort of riding my bike across America. You know, that huge country with 50 states in it that's like 3,000 miles across? Yeah, that one. See, a few months ago I set off to cycle 2,500 miles across the US. Why? Well,
I heard you say, meet you in the long grass, something good at long last, and we're away, next to me. I found you by the old tree, something we can both see. We're away. Oh, let's run away and not know where we are going to. Let's go far today and it's all gonna be wonderful.
I'm almost there. I'm 80 something miles away.
Far away, find us in the future.
I just stopped for breakfast and it took so much
Something in
longer
your
than I was
nature.
expecting because I kept meeting awesome people, which is a really good way to end my trip.
What you say, meet you by the seaside, somewhere we can both hide.
There it is.
We're away.
Crazy.
Oh, let's run away and not know where we are going to. Let's go far today and it's all gonna
I'm now officially in
Let's
Manhattan.
run away
Crazy.
and not know where we are going to. Let's go far today and it's all gonna be fine.
This has been, without a doubt, the most fulfilling thing I've ever done in my life. But reaching New York City was just completely underwhelming. This was a literal pursuit of happiness, this trip. It really was never about reaching New York. I've just met absolute legends and people that are just, I don't know, they just have it figured out. And by that I mean, you know, that groove that you need to find in life that pretty much ensures happiness. And during this trip I realized that it's not money, it's not success, it's not anything other than community. That human instinct to share and to give and to receive. My entire life I was so orientated on giving. I would just give and insist that I don't get anything back. And you know, the greatest feeling in the world is when you give something and you can happily receive. That's been a huge furthering for me during this trip, was to be able to accept kindness and to accept offerings and generosity and hospitality and not feel morally, you know, sort of in debt about it. It's a whole new way of life. It's not about taking, it's about receiving. I can never expect to return the favor to that specific person. But it's my responsibility to find somebody and not find somebody, you shouldn't be outright seeking, but somebody will cross your path in your life at some point, and you're in a position to help, no matter what it is. It can span from money to, helping them push start their car, or inviting them into your home if you're able to, or giving them a ride if their bike is broken. I experienced that a few times, and it sort of is my obligation, having received so much goodness from other people, to recognize situations where it's my turn to give. And never expect something back from the same person, because that's just not going to work, because the chances are that same person is probably not in a position to return a favor to you specifically, but they might be in some stage of their life, or they might be in 10 minutes time. They might have a resource or something that is invaluable to somebody else, but not specifically to you. But it's all about paying it forward. There's a great movie about that, and it's absolutely true. Do something with the expectation that that person will continue to do something for somebody else if they're ever in the position to do it. Don't do something with the expectation that you will get something in return. But it does happen. You do get things in return. It won't come from the same person, but it'll go full circle, and eventually you'll be in a situation where you require help, or you just require good company, or it doesn't necessarily have to be something where you're in need. It can just be a good time or a good moment, and you need to recognize that that is just a good deed coming back your way. I have genuinely learned to love people, but it's funny because I started this trip on a broken heart, essentially. My girlfriend broke up with me the day before, and I probably had the toughest month of my life during the start of this trip. But the transformation has been from thinking I'm only able to love one person to understanding that love spans far beyond your direct partner in life, and you're able to genuinely love strangers. You're genuinely able to show them affection and to offer them help. Just be a support for them in that moment. Doesn't have to project beyond that necessarily, but in that moment of need or desire, it's absolutely in your power to offer them that and to love them in that moment. And I have definitely felt love during this trip from many people, and I hope I was able to give it, and I will certainly for the rest of my life give it. The trip is done. It didn't end in any climax. I arrived, I didn't feel anything, I genuinely didn't, but there was this beautiful time after the trip where I met these 3 amazing people who actually watched my videos, and we became extremely good friends. Yeah, that was probably more valuable, considerably more valuable to me than actually having completed the trip, just because my experience of making true good friends continued. It wasn't like, this is the end of the trip, it's over. That's not how it worked, and that's not how it works in life, really. So yeah, I guess this trip was an absolute pursuit of happiness for me, and it's been a success. But yeah, I'm in a good place, I really am. I was very slack about 2 things during this trip. When you're paddling up a stupidly high mountain, you're really not thinking about who sponsored me the bike, or the fact that I'm raising money for a charity. But I owe a huge thanks to the guys at Topanga Creek Outpost. I proposed this trip to them out of the blue, this random guy with a few Instagram followers, and they just resonated with that. They have this slogan or sort of motto that's called "Unpredict your journey," and it really is. And this incredible mindset to have is to just don't predict it. You know, don't set out a plan. Don't have expectations. Just go with the flow. Yeah, you're just bound to have a better experience. Yeah, it's just a brilliant motto, and I resonated well with that. And these guys hooked me up with the perfect bike for the trip. I had no problems other than flat tires. No problems. Brilliant. Really so good. I owe a huge thanks to the guys at Topanga, and I would genuinely love it if you guys went and followed them on Instagram and just commented the hell out of them. Just say thanks. So that's one. The guys at Topanga, just go show them love, please. I beg you. And the second is that I didn't really announce it at all, but I was raising money during this trip, and the campaign is still going. It's for the World Bicycle Relief Fund, and I deeply, deeply support this group. I did go and see them in Chicago a while ago, so I did raise money for the World Bicycle Relief Fund. The link is in the description. If any of you want to still pop in a few dollars, really doesn't have to be much. Really doesn't. Anything helps. And these guys, you can read all about it down below, but they have developed the Buffalo bike, which is this awesome, just almost indestructible, probably is indestructible bicycle. And they manufacture them in the areas that they're supporting, primarily Africa, and then give them to worthy people that they can judge will utilize this tool to its full potential, and it will positively influence their lives and will just, you know, create a better influence, this vein of goodness in that community. And I can't be a bigger supporter of it. So I hope to go to Zambia at some point and, you know, explore what they're actually doing and actually be in the environment. This is not over. Like, I'm not done with my channel. I have a lot that I want to film, adventures that I'm going on, and a lot I want to talk about. I'm a very analytical person, and I think a lot, and it's good for me to sort of push that through to a bigger audience. So this is not over.